everyone, welcome to my parents' kitchen. Today I thought I would do a video on some pasta that I found at Kroger. It's this red lentil and quinoa pasta, and I'm just really interested to try it because it's pretty high in protein, but I also have this Whole Wheat Rotini from Kroger as well. They're both the Simple Truth brand. I wanted to kind of do a little bit of a comparison on their nutrition facts. So if you're interested in that, I'll go ahead and get started. If not, you can skip ahead to whatever part of the video you want to see. I'll be doing the preparation for this one, and then I'll also be doing a taste test because I've never tried it before. This one I've tried before, so I can kind of like remember and give you some honest feedback on like how they compare. First, I wanted to tell you that a serving size of each is 56 grams. So for this one, that's a half of a cup, but for this one, it's a full cup. So that just means that this one is denser, so it weighs more per half a cup. For a serving of this one, it's 200 calories. For this one, it's also 200 calories. As far as the fat goes, there is 1 gram of fat in each per serving. There's 41 grams of carbohydrates in this one, and there are 34 grams of carbohydrates in this one. For dietary fiber, this one has 5 grams, and for dietary fiber, this one has 3 grams. There are 0 grams of added sugar in both of them. And for protein, this one has 13 grams of protein for a serving, and then this one has 7 grams of protein for a serving. So they're both a pretty good source of protein for plant-based sources of protein. So this one has 3 milligrams of iron, and that's 15% of your daily value, while this one has 1.6 milligrams of iron, and that's 8% of your daily value. So they also both have potassium in them. So this one has 280 milligrams, which is 6% of your daily value, and this one has 410 milligrams, which is 8% of your daily value. Some other things that I noticed as far as the preparation directions. This one, once you bring your water to a boil and add the pasta, it's supposed to take about 9 to 11 minutes to cook. While this one, it says the same thing until you add the pasta. It only takes 6 to 8 minutes to cook. So what I would normally do at school is prepare just a serving of pasta, because if I were to prep the whole box, it would take me all week to eat, and I don't necessarily want to eat pasta every day. So I'm gonna be preparing a serving of this today, and I think I'm going to be using some of my veggie meatballs that I also got from Kroger. They're not Kroger brand, I forget what the brand is. I think it's like Gardein or something. But yeah, I'm also gonna be making kind of a veggie marinara sauce. I already have the marinara sauce, I'm not making that from scratch, but I'll be adding some fresh vegetables to it to give it a little more variety and get in all my micronutrients for today. Or not for today, for lunch. So yeah, if you want to watch me make this pasta, let's go. Alright, so the first thing that it says to do is bring 8 cups of salted water to a boil over high heat in a large pot, and then add the pasta to the boiling water and cook for 6 to 8 minutes. So since I'm only making a half of a cup, that is 1 of the 4 servings in this box. So instead of 8 cups, I'm using 2 cups of water. And I never usually salt the water. I don't really think it makes a difference, but yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and start this, and you can kind of just watch what I do. I'm turning my stovetop on high heat, which will bring the water to a boil. And then while that's coming to a boil, I'm going to prep some of my veggies, and I'm also going to saute those up a little bit. just to soften them and make them tasty. I'm gonna go ahead and also measure out the 1/2 cup of pasta. So as far as the veggies go, I'm going to prep just a little slice of this, chopped into little diced pieces for red bell pepper. We already have some diced up white onion ready to go, so I'll put that in the saute pan as well. And then I got some more fresh spinach, so I'm gonna probably put that in at the very end. It takes the least amount of time to cook. So when I saute veggies, I turn the burner on like a low to medium heat, and I add just a little bit of olive oil. So I kind of eyeball this. I'm kind of bad, and sometimes I actually accidentally add way too much, but just take it slow. I'm gonna go ahead and add some onions first. That was probably about 2 tablespoons of chopped onions. And then I just chopped off like a little piece of the red pepper. So I'm gonna just dice that up pretty small so I can add it into my saute pan, and it'll give my sauce a little bit of crunch and a little more texture, which is something I like but not everybody likes. So if you don't like as much texture, maybe chop it into finer pieces or even mince it. And if you didn't notice, the water is boiling, very steamy. So I'm gonna add my pasta. So when you find a box of food or something you're cooking has a time range, I always set my timer for the lower side of the time range, just so I can kind of keep an eye on what is going on. And I find that with all the kitchens I've worked in and done demos in, and my own apartment kitchen and my home kitchen, everybody's appliances work differently, and that's kind of why they have a range instead of a definite number. It really just depends on your appliances. It could depend on the elevation wherever you live, but yeah, so just keep an eye on it, and I would recommend going on the lower side and going from there. So I'm just gonna stir it, keep an eye on it, don't let it boil over, and keep an eye on my veggies. And so now I'm actually gonna start cooking my veggie meatballs. I'm doing it in a microwave because that's just, the fastest way to do it, and I think it tastes just fine. So the directions for these is, in a microwave safe bowl, cover 3 frozen meatballs with your favorite sauce and cover with a lid. So you do half power for 8 minutes, and you're supposed to stir them halfway through. So I'm gonna be honest, there are 4 meatballs left in this package, so I'm just gonna eat them all, even though the serving size is 3. I'm just being realistic. I'm not gonna wanna come back and eat that last meatball by itself. So I'm going to put these in a microwave safe container. A serving size of this pasta sauce is 1/2 cup. So I'm just gonna go ahead and measure 1/2 of a cup. Ooh, this needs stirred. Half a cup of pasta sauce. Dump it. Oh. And this has a little lid that goes with it, which is super nice. So I make sure that this is vented, so it's open, but this is still covered. And I'm gonna make sure the lid is on properly. So cook power 5, cook time, I'm gonna start with 4 because it says to stir it halfway. So I'm gonna give it 4 minutes, I'm gonna take it out and stir it, and then I'm gonna put it back in for another 4 minutes. Just giving my veggies a little stir so they cook. Keep cooking evenly and don't get burnt. I've noticed that this pasta does foam up quite a bit like the chickpea pasta, if you've ever tried that, and it's just because these like lentils and grains, they're starchy, so that makes them foam up when they cook, but that's okay. So we're getting close to these being done. I'm gonna just turn this down a little bit, just a tad. So that was the timer for the pasta. I'm gonna go ahead and try one of the noodles and see if it needs the full time or if it's good. So let's test. I think it's good. So next I'm just gonna drain it, and it says to rinse it, I believe. Let me check. So yes, it says to drain it and rinse it promptly, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So I drained the pasta, and I'm just gonna go ahead and put it in on a plate. So now we are still working on these veggies. I'm gonna throw spinach in there pretty soon. But first, it's time to stir the meatballs in the sauce. So carefully open this. There's probably a lot of steam and you don't want to burn yourself on the steam. Alright, that's good. I'm going to recover it, put it back in the microwave for another 4 minutes on medium heat. A little more on the pasta. I did think it tasted pretty like normal, comparable to the whole wheat pasta that I was showing you guys before. I thought the texture was good. If you're used to a whole wheat pasta, you know it's a little bit maybe chewier, not as like soft, and just has a little more texture, but that's what I've been used to for my whole life, so I think it's really good. Yeah, I would say it's really comparable in taste and texture. So, yes from me. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and add the spinach to my little saute with the veggies. And I just like to tear the spinach up as I add it. It's just like a handful of spinach. And that spinach will cook down quite a bit, so it might look like it's overpowering, but this will be perfect. So this has been in the microwave for a total of 8 minutes now. So I'm just going to take this lid off carefully once again. And yeah, the steam's really hot. So I'm gonna let it kind of cool on its own while I finish cooking these vegetables. All right, I think the veggies are pretty much done. So I think I'm going to add the veggies into the sauce and mix them in. Stir them in. I'm just mixing it up, and I'm going to just toss it on top of my pasta. And I will show you the final product in just a second. Okay, so here is the final product. I think I'm going to just add some Parmesan cheese on top. All right, I'm about to dig in, but I will not make you watch me eat, so I'm just gonna try it and then I'll pop back in and say what I think, so stay tuned. It's really good. It's just like, it's simple, but it's really flavorful from all the veggies I added in. The sauce gives it some good flavor. The meatballs have an Italian flavor, so overall, really good, a really good combination. And I just think, again, this is another way to incorporate your veggies in a busy day. Pasta doesn't take too long to make. The meatballs are really quick in the microwave, and yeah, the thing that took the longest was the veggies. I just didn't really have the veggies cooking at maybe a high enough heat, so they could have been cooking faster. But yeah, I would definitely recommend this as an easy, quick lunch that'll fill you up for a busy day ahead. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was really fun for me to try to do a cooking demo from pretty much start to finish. I didn't really have anything prepped, so I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope it wasn't too scattered, but thanks for watching. Bye!